Hi, welcome back. Okay, in preparation I've wet all of this area, given it a couple of soakings, and I'm now ready to start painting. Got my paint at the ready, and this time we're doing wet on wet. So I'll just hide that so you can't see that so much. Right, wet on to wet. My rainbow's disappeared a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to start with a yellow clean brush, damp brush, dip it in my yellow paint, and I'm going to start painting in my yellow. You'll see immediately the difference here, that it's a bit quicker, and also the paint tends to go right outside the line pretty quickly because of the wet on wet. Okay, I've just splashed it everywhere, so I'll just wipe that out of the way. Right, you can also see my paper's buckled a little bit more. That's because I'm actually using the other side of this paper, because I already did a little demo before, but it didn't video very well, so I'm trying it again. Right, so orange going on. You can take your time a little bit more. You can see the difference in the speed when you're doing this. You can also see that immediately it starts bleeding with the colour that you've got in there already. I'm just going to put a little bit more yellow on there. I'm going to get the red next, and you can see how great wet onto wet is. Obviously, if you're doing something that's not a rainbow, then you take into account what your colours are, what colours you want them to mix to. Obviously I've thought this through already, because the red into the orange is okay because there's red in orange. Yellow and the orange next to each other are also okay because there's yellow and red make orange. So you can just see how much that's spreading already. Right, so coming in with the blue. I'm doing a little bit further away from it first so that I can get the blue down before it's touching into the other colour. And I've actually lost my guidelines a little here because I couldn't see some of them after I put the water on, because I'd made them so light that they disappeared with the water, which you don't really want big dark lines, but at the same time you need to be able to see where you want your lines unless you're just winging it. You can see that these two colours will start to bleed together. Right, I'm going to do the green before the yellow dries anymore. I waited till now to do it because I didn't want to introduce that too soon, because I wanted to make sure that there was enough yellow going on. I might actually put a little bit more yellow in because you can see that it's sort of disappearing into the orange. So let me just put a little bit more of that around there. Okay, now this is still wet enough that hopefully we're not going to get any cauliflowers. And the last colour is the purple that we made, and get that one going on around there. I'm having to stand while I'm doing this, which gives me less control than when I'm sitting. And I'm standing because the paper has buckled quite a lot, and looking at the angle from where I was sitting was actually hard to see because of the buckles and the shine, so I'm just looking straight down on it this way. You can see the difference in the speed when you're putting on, using wet on wet. You can do it much faster, and because you don't absolutely need to stay so much on the lines because it just all blends together, then it can be much faster. You see I'm just putting a little bit more of the colour in where it's diffused already there, and you can see all that spread that's going on. So the sky, what we want to do is to have it sort of blending into the rainbow just a little bit. I don't want it to totally be one colour, so I'm going to bring on some of my blue first of all onto the wet. You can see it's already diffusing quite a lot. Big difference on the way it's going on here compared to the way we did it before. Okay, I just might have some of that just bleeding in, because I don't mind if some purple comes through here. In fact, I'm probably going to add some purple. Now your paper could end up being quite dry up here by now, and if that's the case, you want to wet it again before you actually start adding any more colour to it up here, because you don't want it to be dry and the paint not move. You want it to be able to move. You can see how that's still all moving, and this allows you to put on lighter colours, basically because the water that's on here is mixing with the paint that's on my brush without adding any more colour to it. You can see I can start to add a few wee specks of paint, and that allows it to almost simulate clouds, putting a wee bit darker in places just to make it look like a very thunderous sort of sky that's happened, just that rain's come down before the sun started to come out again. Now once it gets to a certain point you don't want to play with it. I have just wiped the paint off my brush, and I've got no paint on my brush now. I made sure I dried off the brush before I added that into it, and now I'm not going to fiddle any more with it. It's basically going to do its own moving. You can actually see what's happening here. Some of the red has moved into the blue and it's created a bit of purple there. You can see the red's moved into the orange. You can see that we've got a bit of green movement. Now you can totally see the difference here. Some of you are going to like that whole controlled aspect of it, and some of you are going to prefer this. You can see how it also makes quite a nice idea for a reflection. And you can also, once this is dry, you can paint in some dry paint into it to create little details. Alright, hope you enjoyed that.